I lived with my family 5 miles out of Anniston on the Birmingham Highway. I was 12 years old at the time. My dad had a grocery store beside the house, and the name of it was Forsyth and Son Grocery. One day he said there were some black agitators, nigger agitators, coming down from the north. He said he and some of his friends had a little surprise party planned for him, and he kind of laughed. The Southern mind is very complicated. It is a dichotomy. On one hand, they are the most gentle, meekest, kindest people on earth on a one-to-one basis. On the other hand, if you get them into a mob mentality, they forget that the same person they had befriended before is a human being. What I don't understand too is how they can have black domestics in the house with their food and their children and raising their family and coming and going, and still expect their children to have that hatred in their hearts when the very person they consider to be like their mother is so beloved to them. I never did get that. It seemed to them that the blacks were penetrating some sort of barrier that they had no right to come through. And sitting next to a person on the bus was the beginning of that barrier coming down, and they couldn't stand it. The people who were surrounding the bus immediately were all males, and they were all white. Suddenly, I saw an arm come up out of the crowd, a white arm, and it had something like a chain or a crowbar or something like that in it. And he broke out the back window of the bus.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood, we the hood view, you know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench, because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. He's sitting on a Supreme Court, sitting on a bench, smelling like cocoa butter.
Three, 4, 5. Live. Welcome to Hoodviewpolitics, where we go into a deep, detailed dive into politics from a hood point of view. I'm Rabbit Jones, here for the black debate, and I'm never too late. If you're new here, you don't know what to expect. But if you've been here before, you know what's going on there. I'm chasing maggots and coons. Maggots and coons. Let's not forget about those Puerto Ricans and those white ladies too. You know what I'm saying? Welcome worldwide. Anybody tuning in right now to Hoodviewpolitics. We appreciate you a whole lot. If you're MAGA or anything like that, you're welcome for this debate. You know what I'm saying? I like to get down and dirty and find out how y'all feeling and what y'all thinking about. You know what I'm saying? I gotta check. Okay. Let's go. Now, this podcast is now in its 3rd year anniversary. Appreciate everybody got us to 366 subs. Each and every one of y'all. Appreciate y'all a whole lot. I started this podcast thinking we're going to just get 20, 30 people and we just go with that audience and just talk to them. I'm just never expected to get to 366 subs. So appreciate everybody that take that time out to sub to this motherfucking podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's just not like usual. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's so many things going on. There's a list of things that's been happening. You know what I'm saying, Doc? far as motherfucking life in general and politics, how they intertwine and all that good shit, you know. So this is what's politics is this. I'm gonna change up the motherfucking the schedule on how what days I come on and do the Hoodview politics. So I'm gonna let y'all know what days, because it might change from Tuesday. For definitely on Sundays for sure. I'm gonna change the second day. So I'm gonna let y'all know about that for sure. For anybody that supporting. Appreciate y'all a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And let's get into some motherfucking politics. I got the Godfather with me today. You know what I'm saying, What's going on, Godfather?
I'm good. I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing great. You know, everything
Man,
is live.
the motherfucking raining and shit to fuck everything up out this joint. That's
I
why
was gonna come to the studio, but this rain right now it's like nonstop. It's like traffic galore down there out here.
yeah, it's crazy too.
I'm
So
hearing sirens now. Accidents.
man, it be so mean. Like politics is like, it's odd for a nigga like me to be here talking about politics for anybody that's new, because normal motherfuckers that's around in my area and in my neighborhood really don't dissect into politics. So Hoodview Politics is something just different from all the scholars and all the graduates out there doing politics on podcasts. We just come from a street point of view, where we see it from. That's all this podcast is about. And I appreciate everybody to support this joint from this point on. You know what I'm saying, dog? So everybody know I don't fuck with the orange demon. Fuck Donald jackass Trump. Now, everybody know he supposed to be doing this mass deportation shit that I haven't heard and seen yet. I don't know if y'all seen it in y'all state yet. But the way he promoted this thing is, I literally thought it was going to be some shit going on in the middle of the streets and all over the streets that you'll be like, damn, this thing could get everybody out. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't see it. I don't know if you see it, Godfather.
It's just in certain states, like they're looking for more of the Democratic states to get the people out of. They know Texas is going to have immigrants. They know, but Texas is a red state. So they're looking at more like California, trying to get people out of California, trying to get the people out of New York and stuff like that. So when they go in to vote, they can win red seats. And that's the objective, to get all the immigration out of right there. They're targeting like California, they're targeting Colorado, they're targeting New York. You don't hear them targeting Texas. You don't hear them targeting no other red state. They're targeting blue states. And that's to help them get red seats in the houses. But the thing is, it's not too many people that's here illegal.
See, all right. So during the campaign, this podcast was always explaining the situation was he lying. Because it's not that many people that he's saying. So for him to lie, he got to give you a big ass number first. The number he was giving all y'all was a lie. So if you're under the impression that 20 million illegal people run around here raping people, and when he get elected, all 20 million is going to be start marching out of here, I know you disappointed at this point. That ain't never happening. Because the president that deported the most motherfuckers was motherfucking Obama. He deported motherfuckers that shouldn't be here. They was doing illegal shit, and they shouldn't be here. And he made sure the people that was working and model citizens stayed the fuck here. Now, I don't know if a MAGA agree with that or not. I don't think MAGA agree with that.
Look, but another person who had the second most deportations was Bill Clinton, another Democrat. So again, I don't understand when they figure that the Democrats bringing all these people in, allow all these people in to murder and rape people and people from Salem asylums and stuff like that. I don't understand where you're getting that from when the two Democrats, the last two Democrats that was in office besides Biden, deported the most people.
Because I'm gonna tell you, the problem with Democrats is they're not good salesmen of anything they do or they want to do. They're not salesmen. So he could sell, for example, he could sell immigration as we being invaded, right? He could sell it that, but they can't sell the fact that the dreamers, they made sure dreamers were straight. They can't sell the fact that they made sure that people are transitioning. Remember, Biden passed that motherfucking executive order for everybody that's married to somebody to start signing up ASAP.
Yeah.
So that shows you where their mind frame is as Democrats, and everybody to be like, why you vote Democrat? That's another reason right there. I'm gonna always show you why I vote Democrat and the reason why you shouldn't be fucking with Republicans. You know what I'm saying, Doc?
Yeah. Also, it's like, when it comes to immigration and things like that, you need immigration in the world to help build an economy. So it's like if you're not here if you're not like people that's from Venezuela, that people from that was fighting, that was leaving for refuge, for real refuge, because they starving or because they're countries that war that has a civil war against each other. Those refugees trying to get over here to start a new life with their family and things like that. Those people that's trying to get over here. Yes, I'm not gonna say that some people that's selling drugs, part of the cartels may not squeeze through, but that's anyway. They can fly on a plane over here right now, and you won't know. So it's like, what do you? The Democrats need to that sell. They need to show everything they're doing and promote it. Like when X became Elon Musk's, everybody on X. So it's like when they talking about the people coming across the border and things like that, they showing the videos of thousands of millions. It may not be a new picture. It may be the same picture over and over again, but it's being viewed and seen by people that people's coming walking over the border so he can sell it. But Democrats don't have a platform to sell what they're doing. They're using Trump stuff. They're using the same platform Trump uses, Musk platform, and he could censor some of that stuff out of what they're doing. So it's like they stuck in a hard rock right now. They can't visually show everything that's not true. But they have to let the voters see for themselves.
So if anybody don't know, Trump right now is doing multiple things that we need to discuss, right? One, he let in 59 South Africans, white South Africans,
Refugees, and claim them as refugees.
Yeah, through Washington International Airport, brought them here. Now, what he's saying is they refugees under the argument that they are fleeing discrimination, racially biased violence in their home country. The newly arrived people are from the ethnic minority of Afrikaners, the group of whites who ruled South Africa during apartheid. The dozens that came Monday, including families with young children, arrived via flight chartered by the State Department. We're going to get to that in a minute, too. The refugees' emissions from almost all other countries, including Afghanistan, Sudan, Republic of Congo, and Myanmar. The Afrikaners were met and arrival by the Deputy Secretary Christopher. Now, first of all, hold on. All right, hold on. Wait. All right. As an American, do you approve of motherfuckers? First of all, spending money for these niggas to come here, 59 white motherfuckers to come here. And you just spending the money for them to come here through the the Deputy Secretary and the Justice Department. It's like, what? Under the impression that these white people are being racially. Wait. All right. First of all, give me what you think about this whole thing of bringing them in there under what he said they coming on the violence that they facing, discrimination. Now, what you think about that?
First, I want you to spell Afrikaners. I want you to spell it first.
AFRIKANERS.
You notice it's a K in there, and that African is like a C, right? That K is to represent the Klan, the Ku Klux Klan here in the United States. So that's why they call Afrikaners, not Afrikaners. That's the first thing. Look up that word. That's why it's spelled a certain way. Two, I just said this again about refugees, people that's fleeing their country because they have a civil war in their country, or their kids are dying of hunger, and they are dying of hunger, so they're trying to get to the United States. The people of brown color skin, other than white color skin, they coming here to save their family lives from a real war that's going on in their country. Real starvation is going on in their country. These people that they brought here under the refugee clause, saying that they have been racial bias, and they get fired, they get murdered, they get slaughtered, and things like that. That's what Trump said.
So,
but the president of Africa said that's a lie. He denounced everything that President Trump just put out.
So, Afrikaner is a South African person of European descent, typically one of whose native tongue is African, whose ancestors who mainly Dutch and German, and also French settlers. So when you use the name Afrikaner, that's basically white people. That's Dutch, German, and Europeans. That's not authentic African people born in the motherland first. That's the issue here. So now it comes down to, do you think these white motherfuckers from German, Dutch, and fucking French, are they being discriminated against, racially biased? And then as American, do you think you should pay for these 59 Dutchmen coming over here under the impression that they've been racially discriminated against?
I say no, because where's the proof that there's a war going on over there? Where's the proof that they're being slaughtered over there? You can show anything else on social media about the people getting slaughtered. You can see the war in Gaza. You can see the war that just happened in India and Pakistan on TV. You can see the war. You see everything on TV. Where is it that on TV or anywhere on the internet that says that they're being slaughtered, that they're being racially discriminated against? Like you said, small news media not talking about it because it's not true. That's why it's not even on X. I looked through it all through X, and I still haven't seen nothing about Afrikaners getting slaughtered or discriminated against, or they are at war or anything in Africa.
And the main thing about this that everybody got to realize is, like I just named, this is Africa. We talking about Dutch, European, and Germans, right? And what are they doing is that population of people we just named own almost more than 7% of the country. They run the shit. They the white people that owns everything. They're not the population, but they own everything. Basically, like here, where most white people own everything. But that right there is crazy because they only 7% of the motherfucking country. These white motherfuckers, called Americaners, whatever the fuck they are. Afrikaners. And then the rest of them is Africa. Now, me personally, I would really think they really are being under racial bias right now at this point. Because you're only 7% of a country that's black. Think about if we was just only 7% of this country, which we were early in the days, what would they be doing to us? So it's almost the same thing. Where they only 7% of that country, but they own and run more than the population. So bringing them here for what reason, I will never know. But I do think if I was in that country and I was one of these motherfucking niggas out that joint, like, hold on, bro. It's only a few of y'all here. Why y'all own everything? I'll probably be slapping the shit out of them too. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I agree. They probably is under, I don't know if you can call it racially violence though, because they white. But maybe, you know what I'm saying? But you in a country full of black people. Act like it. That's how I feel. If you ain't acting like it, you should be treated accordingly.
I just feel like you say, they own everything over there.
Hell yeah.
So what they did, I'm gonna give you a brief history of how they got there. They got there doing slave trade. That's where they ship off. That's where the part of Africa they are at. I believe that's where the port said. That's where they sent the slaves off. That to send them around the world. The black people. That's how they owned that land, because they took it from the slaves and sent them all around the world to be slaves. So as they got more and more slaves, they got more and more land. So they took more and more land. That's how they owned the land. And they own a lot of things in Africa. That's how they do that. So that's why they have.
You gotta remember, most black people over there, Africans over there, are already poor. So when you bring a European over there that's used to the European life, they buy up almost everything in sight. You know what I'm saying? Because they got the money. They got the money.
They get the money in the backing from their home country to do that. So
China too. China buying up a lot of Africa.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because it's a poor country. The people there are poor. You had no pushback when you come to buy something because they need the money. If you come in and say, I need this part of the land, oh yeah, give it here, give me that shit. They don't know half of the motherfucking their countries getting ate up by white people. They're not thinking that. They're just thinking, all right, you want this piece of land? Shit, hell yeah, give me that money. Fuck that. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's real simple for them to make that decision. When a white motherfucker come with money for their acres, it's real easy.
It's like, the world is based off money. You throw a lot of money in politicians' faces. It's very before Trump got in office, but across the world, you put money in politicians' faces, they're gonna say, okay, bam, let's go. We're gonna go away because our country could use that money, especially if it's coming from like the United States, especially if it's coming from places like Britain, another rich country, Dutch is another rich. When it's stuff coming from there, they're gonna take that because they want that money to help build their capitalism of what they want to do, but they also giving the right people the opportunity to spread their wealth, their stuff here. But they don't understand that they coming to help. They coming to take over. And that's the bad part about it.
Exactly. They want to buy up land and shit and buy up the whole country and squeeze out the black people in the joint as far as owning shit. They can still live there, but you walking on white man land, as all of us are doing now in America. When that shouldn't happen in the motherland. The motherland is black. If a white motherfucker own the whole damn country, that undermines the African, the authentic African descent of people there.
Correct.
Because it's just ridiculous, bro. But you can't defend that. There's nothing you can do about that because Europeans and white people have the money. They have the cachet. They have the credit rate to come over there and just buy land. When the African motherfucker sitting there poor as fuck and like, give me the money, motherfucker. Don't know half of their motherfucking lands are getting brought up. You know what I'm saying? And they be squeezed out. They're not thinking about none of that shit.
Now, I don't think that's possibly true. I don't think Africa is the type of nation that's gonna let. If anything happened to Africa, I think it was if Africa really goes to war with anybody, I think it would be a world war. Because the simple fact is, Africa, everybody knows Africa is really the motherland. Even though they say Jerusalem is in Israel, all that stuff, but everybody knows where everything is at. Africa is not going to let nothing happen to. They don't have the weapons. They don't have the. I can't say, but I just don't think the white people can come in and just they can buy up stuff,
No,
but they can't.
that's what I'm saying. Once they buy the shit, bro. Let's say they come in and buy certain acres from Africans. And the African mind is, I need that money, right?
Mhm.
But once they get the land, Africans be like, these white motherfuckers on our land. You know what I'm saying? It's like they forgot they got the money from them. It's like, we gotta get these white motherfuckers off our land. Like, fuck are they doing? They can't take all our shit as Africans. You feel me?
Yeah.
Even though you need that money, but in the long run, you're looking like this white motherfucker can't run us like this. You know what I'm saying? So you eventually get gangs and people trying to take these white motherfuckers out.
Yeah. And that's the game's going to do that automatically. The game's going to do that as soon as they hit land. But the government tries to control the game. But when the
Yes,
game,
sir.
but when you have a government that is a game, like when certain leaders were in office, they would go out and slaughter the fucking white people. They would. Because the simple
Yeah.
fact is, they know. They they know the history. They know history. The gang members all. You put a gang member in office, all they know is the history of what they've been through, what their family been through, and what because they had to scrape from the bottom. So it's like in their mind, it's like these white motherfuckers think, hey, if they ain't coming over here and finding nothing. They come over here, we're gonna take their money and then we're gonna kill them. Like that. Or
Exactly. Yeah.
we're gonna,
That's what I'm
or
trying
find,
to tell you. It's like we need the money first, but they're not having our land. You know what I'm saying? That's the thought process of a nigga over there. It's like, let's get the money, but they can't live here like this. No, you know what I'm saying? It's like we gotta do both.
you know
That's
what
the
I'm saying?
point right there, for sure.
Yeah, so if I say they ain't gonna come in the state of Africa, they gonna get missed. They'll go missing in the Congo. They'll go missing somewhere in Africa. Because every African leadership would know where you at in Africa. Because why? They have to keep tracks on you because you're in a foreign country.
Yeah, hell
So
yeah.
once they know, so they know where you stand at. They know where you're gonna be at. They're gonna know everything. So once you come and visit, your body gone.
It's crazy because I never really flew before. Matter of fact, I never flew before because
Ever.
I don't want to go nowhere. Like I personally, all right, me personally, right? If I go outside of DC, if I go too far in Maryland, I start feeling like, how do you explain this? You start feeling like the ground is not under your feet no more. You start feeling real uncomfortable.
I
And I'm
know.
explaining this right, where I'm talking about how I feel. Like
Yes.
the further I get from DC, let's say I be in somewhere that's just all white, everybody white. The gas station, everybody just white. I really feel really uncomfortable after that. You know what I'm saying? I feel real timid. I'm not myself. I just feel like my feet is not under me no more. The further I get from DC. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
Now
can.
before you talk, coming from someone that went in the army, that's got to be a different thought process automatically, right? So when you leave further from DC, you don't feel that uncomfortability, or how you feel the further you get from DC. Because
Excited.
I never went there really that far.
I feel excited because it's a venture. It's something new. Like I get tired of repetitive things. Things that's not going to help me grow knowledge. Things that's not going to help me see a bigger picture of life. The way I see a bigger picture of life in my thought process now, it's not how people think anymore. Like, I don't have a DC mindset. I have a world mindset. I don't watch DC news no more because DC news is the same thing. We killing each other. We murdering each other. We selling drugs. We doing this. We doing that. We doing this. But when you get to the outside world and look at the outside world and see the outside world, experience the outside world, then you can understand why the Midwest vote the way they vote, why the East Coast vote the way they vote, why the South vote the way they vote, why the North vote the way they vote, why the West vote the way they vote,
That's
why
true.
the different countries vote the way they vote.
That's true.
You get to see all of that. You get to experience what dangers they see while they voting for Trump. You get to see what dangers they see while they vote here, or what they experiencing. Like going different places is like a pleasure because you can be you trap when you here you got blinders on and you trap. I tell people all the time, you gotta get out. I ain't saying you gotta get out and live other places, but get out and see other places. And don't just see other places for their glorious and glamorous. Because me, I don't stay when I go to places, I don't stay in like the hotels near the shopping I stay in the hood. I honestly do
So,
stay in the hood.
so, all right. So, anybody listen, this is a Rack Wolf vet right here on the screen, right? Godfather. And so he sees things different from me, period. So he just went further from states. He went to a whole nother countries and all that shit. So that's completely different outlook. So you already got that feel for everything. I even sent my daughter with him one time just so she can see something outside of DC. That was my whole goal of that too. So she, because I never seen anything outside of DC. My goal was for her just to see anything, just to see outside of DC, just get a feel for it. Something I never did. Whether she'd ever do it again or not, she had that feel for it. She seen it. You know what I'm saying? That was my goal for that. And that was courtesy of Godfather too, because he was being stationed in certain places. And I sent my daughter out so she can get a feel for other states and other feelings over the summer. You know what I'm saying? So that was my goal for that. Because I know me personally, but I do want my family, my seeds to see other things, to get a feel for other things like you did and over your time, and you went over different states and over the world, but not through the army. I don't want them to do that. but you did it, you know what I'm saying, over, you know what I'm saying? That's completely look at different things. And then when you come back, you already have a feel for how the world see things. I never left out to see how the world see things. You feel me?
Yeah, so it's like I got excited. My first day traveling, I was excited. I left August 1st of 20. I was stationed in Seattle, Washington. I left August 1st, 2000 and what time was Keon was just born. Keon was just born, so it was 2005. Because Keon was born in April, so I left August of 2005, and I drove. It was summertime, so I drove, and I drove. It took me 2.5 days to get to Seattle. It was 41 hours drive. It was 4,728 miles, and I drove it by myself.
Now you see what I'm saying? I can't even drive 3 miles. I started getting anxiety. I gotta come back. Now you know I get like on the highway too far away. It's like I gotta turn around. I gotta come back. I gotta go back. I get this feeling like I'm too far away from my city. You know what I'm saying? I get uncomfortable like shit. You know? That's just
Right.
me. You know what I'm saying?
That's
That's
what
why I wanted my daughter to feel something different. You know what I'm saying? As she was growing up. That was my whole thought process. You know? But me personally, I just can't do it, man. I don't know. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm like my father in that way. My father was like a motherfucker. He felt like he wanted to die in DC. He just wanted, that's it. He didn't want to go nowhere. That was it for him. He wanted to make sure his last breath would be in DC. You know what I'm saying? That's to me, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go around the world, shit. But I do want to see places in the States. But I don't want to leave out of this motherfucker and go to motherfucker Panama and shit like that. I just don't want to do shit like that. Now, growing up, my aunt and all that, they was more international people. They veered, like my brother, they veered out past DC. That's how he is more like my aunt. My aunt was more of a motherfucker that's like, fuck this city shit. I got see shit.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like at some point, you know what I'm saying? You want to see things, but at some point you gotta be comfortable too. So
but also you got to understand that you have to you have to come out of a shell because your wife is not from here. So it's like by you still isolating yourself, you isolate yourself from your family as well. Because by you not getting out, say what if something happening in she need to go home or something, she wants you to come with her, but you scared to get on a plane to go to another country. You haven't even been to Virginia yet.
I'll not be doing that.
But the thing is, you limit your
Too
you
far.
limit
Too
your,
far for
your
me.
family.
Like planes, fuck no. Fact, I was in a union and we had to go to North Carolina. and motherfucker, they had to get the plane to go to that. I was like, huh? Yeah, go plane. I'll drive the joint. They was like, no, you gotta get on the plane. And I got on that joint. That joint was like 25 minutes though. And we drove. It was the worst experience of my life. It was only 25 minutes.
Okay,
Bro, the joint did the thing where it did like that. I was like, oh shit.
Turbulent.
The one time I get on that dive, really? No.
So let me tell you.
I was on that joint about 25 minutes too. No kidding.
So my first time on the plane, I was leaving here. It was March 11th, March the 7th. I left 2 days before my birthday. March 7th, 2022. I mean 2002. And I got on the plane to go to St. Louis, Missouri. That's why that's my first duty station. I got on that plane. It was the first 20 minutes was good. I said, okay, we finally get up in the air, look out the window and everything. That thing, you know, about an hour in the ride, it started shaking. I grabbed it.
Yeah.
I grabbed the seat stub, but the dude next to me hand was on there, so I was like, get that door tight. I said, he said, this is your first time flying? I was like, yeah. He said, just be patient. It's just turbulence. It's fine. You know, you'll be good.
Yeah, they told me that shit too.
Yeah,
my thing is, I ain't want to get out the window, none of that. But I peeked out one time. It was literally over top of clouds. I was like, oh, fuck. I'm about to die. I ain't look out no more. I was scared as shit after that. I was like, I'm about to die. I'm really about to die, bro. I'm over clouds. The next thing you know, it's going back down already again. I was like, damn. Because it's only 20 minutes and shit.
Yeah, so
going back down, that jump was saying, I was like, oh no, I'm about to die. Damn.
So basically, your plane was as soon as they went up in the air, they came straight back down.
Yeah.
20-minute flight ain't that long.
It was North Carolina.
Yeah, my trip to Missouri was an hour and a half.
Oh, fuck no, I would die of heart attack in there, bro. It's just looking out the window, it's like, God damn, you're looking at shit you're not supposed to look at. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not supposed to see this. This is a cloud. Fuck that. Hurry up, get there. Oh my God. I was scared of shit. Because you're so high, there's nothing you can do. It's just like, it's it. You in the mercy of whoever flying this bitch and whoever's the maintenance man. Whoever the maintenance man and shit.
But I say like this, but you don't drive a lot either. So basically, you're not really in control when you're driving your car. Because if you drive your car straight, somebody can hit you from the side, boom. Somebody can hit you from behind, boom. You don't have control. So being in the aircraft is just basically you just laying back sleep and
No. Even though you controlling your car, you on ground. You can still control it and run into a tree or run over the curb or some shit. Up there, everything is just over. You just sit back waiting for whatever to happen to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. If you're going down, you're going down. There's nothing else left to do.
Yeah, but
I've been scared of shit.
But no, to get people out, I tell people, no matter where I work at, I tell these young people, young children, young millennials like this, look, don't isolate yourselves here. I understand it's all y'all know. Y'all grew up here, but the world is much bigger than this. The world is so much bigger, and there's other opportunities. Like, I talked to one of my employees. He's talking about, man, these girls around here acting all the same. Blah, blah. I said, because you mess with the girls in the same environment. The girls in the same environment have the same mentality.
That's true. That's funny. I had the same conversation today with somebody where they were saying they about to start trying to talk to white girls or something, right? And I was like, I did that one time. Like 1 year, I said, okay, I'm not going to talk to no more black girls. I'm going to stay away. I'm going to try to talk to only white girls, right? I had 2 white girls that year. Bro, these bros were crazy as fuck. One bitch gets locked up. I'm in there playing the game. I'm not paying attention. I hit this bitch and not think no more about her. She gone. That's it. Playing the game. She calls on the motherfucking FaceTime. I don't even know this number. I'm like, what the fuck is this? We playing the game. All my niggas in the joint, bro. We all playing the game. I'm like, hold on, bro. Hold on for a minute. I'll bust their ass too. Hold on, stop. I pull the bitch up. Who's this? Hey, I'm in jail. I'm like, what? Hey, why you call me? I literally said, why you call me, bro? Hey, no, not me. What are you doing, bro? Why you join? I tried my best to not call. She ain't called me. She kept calling me, but I tried my best. No answer to that no more. That's the end of that. She tripping. It was another joint. I kept fucking with her because she was just like, she was literally a black girl, right? But she was white. And you literally couldn't tell she was white. So I was cool with her. She used to come over to the motherfucking house, about 7, 8 other bitches. They was all black. So she was the only white motherfucker. It was like, me and my man's name was just run through them hoes ASAP. They used to come there and join. That white joint was so bad, bro. When I booked her, I didn't know she had a whole bunch of whore friends that be on the track and shit. So when I get to know her, I realized she was a whore. I was like, bro, why you keep letting me fuck you though? For free. She said, I like you. You cool. All right, bet. Once I found out she was a whore, I'm like, damn. I mean, that you all this time. You let me do it for free. Why you do that? You know what I'm saying? I ain't know. But once I found out, I'm like, we friends. Bring them over. Let's party. You know what I'm saying? Now let's do it. Then she started bringing them joints over. But yeah, I spent 1 year just trying to fuck white bitches alone. It was only made it to 2. And by September, I was back to my ladies, my black ladies. I couldn't do it.
Well, I always tell people, so you got to get out. Like if you become your environment, but you can branch out your environment and see what's out there for you. Because that's what I had to do. Because I felt like, I love home, being home, aspects of home, but it's like I got to see what's out here in the world for me. Like being in DC, I love it. It's my home. Come back to it. But what's out here in the world for me? Where do I fit in the world? And that's when I found the military, and the military brought me to many different things, and they brought me to where I wanted to be at now.
That's what I'm saying. Like you already absorbed other ways of thinking and all that. So you already absorbed it. You know what I'm saying? So you got that feel. So you know how to put it all in one bottle in DC now and be like, oh, bro. The world don't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? And most niggas in DC be like, huh? All I know is how we think. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that shit.
I'm trying to tell you certain things. You like, you stuck in that DC, then I have to remember, okay, I'm talking to my brother. He in DC, so I got to say it the way he understands it. But still, it's just like, I see things differently now. So I see things a whole lot different. So when you tell me with something mediocre, like how he talking about something, how President Trump is destroying the world right now. Like I see countries already eating grass and dirt and cooking. And I see that. I know what you're saying. I see that. So I'm like, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Because they want to help people eat. But they want to help kids eat. And I've seen kids around the world that haven't eaten in days. Yeah. I've seen it. We have given kids our leftovers so they can eat. But y'all crying because governor wants feeding kids for free in school, and y'all mad about that? That's what my mindset just triggers me differently. We cry about so much stuff because we are a spoiled country. We are so spoiled country, and we don't understand how spoiled we are until you go live somewhere else where you can't have that same privilege.
Exactly. So now, everybody know that watch this podcast or listen to this podcast know.
Yeah, Makai.
We need motherfucking Democrats to step up and do some things. Things they've been doing lately, it's not really making us say, okay, you're fighting. You know what I'm saying? But the only way the J fuck Trump can get all this shit that's gonna harm your grandmama, take Social Security, all this shit is gonna take health care, all this shit close up the Department of Education, all this shit he wanna do. Take all your money and give it to the rich people. This is it right here, the budget. When I say budget, that's what I always told people. Nothing matters until they put their budget up. They just run their mouth right now. This is how you can tell what a politician What are their priorities? What do they do? What are they concerned with? Because you only get one shot with a budget, with one shot of money. Where you putting that money at? And that's how you find out what these fools are with, period. Now, this is the budget, where now it's in the Congress, and then went to the Senate. Congress already voted against it. Now, the Senate is finally woken up to, don't vote for shit. Fuck that orange neck demon, fuck. Let them do it. Only with Republicans. You gotta stop and think. Biden came in this bitch and we was in a pandemic. He passed a bill to stop us in the pandemic, get us out of the pandemic, even give money to businesses to get them back on their feet, money to motherfucker unemployment insurance to get people back on their feet. Small businesses can make loans to get people back on their feet, all in this bill, and rebuilding bridges all across America to put people back to work at the same time. Every Republican that you voted for that's in Congress and Senate voted against it. But you vote Republican. They voted against getting you out of pandemic. So my goal is say, fuck them then. Whatever they do, we already know it's going to hurt us. Why would you as a Democrat even vote for the garbage? Vote against it then. Same way that bitch ass nigga vote against giving everybody in America health care. You vote against this bitch ass nigga trying to take it away. Real simple. We had people like Chuck Schumer that was real squeamy at first. But now, the Congress and the Senate has voted against. They all voted no against the budget that Republicans are trying to take your health care, take your Social Security, send you to the motherfucking poorhouse while him and his friends get rich. No Democrat vote for that. And you ask me why I vote Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Now, before you go, Short, before you go, Godfather, I'm let Chuck Schumer say his
We're
thing.
fighting on Social Security. And then finally, when you realize they're cutting Medicaid, cutting health care, going after Social Security, all for tax breaks for the billionaires, it's outrageous. And the public is on our side on this issue.
I do hear the Democratic messaging that you always say that the public is on the side for. Sir, I really do want to ask you about something that has been breaking out of CNN. Our Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson have written a book called Original Sin, and they call it a cover-up of Biden's health and his cognition and his fitness, quite frankly, to be president of the United States. You sat next to Biden in the Oval Office, February 27th, 2024, just a handful of months before the president took that debate stage. And it was later reported that you and other Democratic leaders were talking before the debate about having a plan. You and Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama. I understand you later denied that that ever happened. But I am curious, I'm interested to know whether the man that you saw sitting there on that couch on that day, you were in there, you saw him up close and personal. Did you really not have any idea that he was not fit to serve a second term?
Casey, we're looking forward. We have the largest Medicaid cut in front of us. We have the whole thing.
Wait. I don't know what you want to say for a minute, but wait. Before you go, I don't like, all right, CNN, MSNBC are not really Republican, but they do slick shit. Why would you go all the way back to some Biden shit and ask them, like, what are you talking about at this point? Why you bring that up? What are you talking about? Like, why? When you think about it, she is really out of bounds, be honest with you. It's like, he should have stopped the interview and be like, bro, why would you bring up Biden? What are you talking about at this point? The man is not running no more. He gave it to Kamala Harris at one point, and now the orange fuck is president. Why would you even bring up that shit? Why are you talking about that at this point? What would you get out of that as a journalist? You know what I'm saying?
All right. First, let's talk on Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer, I don't really want him to hold his seat anymore at this point. I think right now he's just trying to save his job at this point because no Democrat really wants him sitting in his seat right now, and I don't even want him sitting in his seat right now after the last bill that went through. You understand? For one, you don't sit there and have a speech a speech about a bill and tell them why you want to approve for it, blah blah blah. When when you already seen the whole House said no. What is there to talk about? What is there to speak about? What did they talk about? You should have already took the seat. I mean, and Jeffries made it clear. Democrats in the House do not sign this fucking bill. He said that. Jeffries did. And he still went along with it. So that's why I don't care about that when he's talking about at this point. Second, so far as the book just came out today. I've been watching on CNN all day long, and it's talking about the decline of Biden. It came out today. Jake Tapper, one of the CNN leads, and another journalist, they wrote the book, and so that's why she came up with the question. Because the book came out today, so that's why she came up with the question of you sat there with him on February 27, 2024, before the debate, and did you see any decline in him? So she wanted to know that because the book came out today, so that's why she brought that up. But still, I like how he rebounded about that. That was very professional how he did. He said, I'm not worried about that book. I'm worried about why they about to cut our health care, Medicaid. So he did respond properly with that. I like how his response was with that. It letting her know that you talking about something that I don't even need to worry about right now. That's past. We moving forward. Right now, this man about to cut health care for Americans. You talking about something that the book came out today. I got it. I understand it. I ain't read it yet. But still understand. But right now, we talking about healthcare right now for 13.7 million people. That's what CNN reported this morning. 13.7 million people will lose Medicaid. Yes. So
that's my whole big thing about this whole thing. Is like, if you're a motherfucker during a campaign was just not sure, but like the way Trump talked, this is not a game, bruh. When you do this politics, when you run for president and you got to vote, your vote is real important, bruh. We're expecting you to make a good decision, a clear decision of a person that will make sense to run the country, bruh. Like, you can't be a motherfucker that's MAGA brain and just don't think at all. You know what I'm saying? You can't, for example, you can't let this motherfucker just start getting motherfucking $400 billion motherfucking jet prizes from motherfucking Saudi Arabia, bro. Shit like that. It's like, what are y'all doing at this point? How much orange dick can you suck to jeopardize the whole country, your family, their health care, Social Security? Like, how much orange dick, green demon dick can you even put in your mouth at this point? Like, what are we doing, bro? And they always ask, why do you vote Democrat? And I always bring up a lot of reasons and a lot of situations. Right now, the budget was passed by Republicans only. Budget that was going to take everything from WIC to motherfucking Social Security. Most people that I speak for, that's in my neighborhoods and where I come from, don't have no clue or no idea what the fuck I'm talking about or what's even about to come their way. Nor do they give a fuck until it happens. And that's why when we come on this podcast coming out of where we come from, we are giving information to people like us. People that don't reach out for the motherfucking politic information. Don't watch MSNBC. They don't know everything that's about to happen. They don't know Democrats voted against this. They don't know none of that. I walk outside now, bring 3 niggas hand down, they be looking at me like I'm talking Spanish. And that's why I feel like this podcast is more important to people like that, any one of those people was to click on YouTube, they will get the information they need straight uncut from a nigga like me. You know what I'm saying? No big ass words that I'm gonna have to look at the dictionary for. You know what I'm saying, dog? I bring people on here that's from different backgrounds. Like my man here, he was a motherfucker Iraq vet. He was over there. And now, you know what I'm saying? So you want to bring in different people, voices, different attitudes. You want to do that, but at the same time, you want to make sure the black person that's sitting there listening get the information they need and make the right decision. The one that don't reach out for the information, you want to put it in their face. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Like just like say the jet, for instance, the one that it's the private plane that was given to Trump, but he's trying to call it Air Force One. So that's what it is. It's a private plane given to President Trump, but he's trying to say it's Air Force One, so he can try to say that it's a gift from one president to another president, or whatever you want to call it. But
okay, hold on. From a person that was in the military, you had to listen to what the commander-in-chief had to say, which is the president. You need to explain to Americans, people like us off the streets that don't know what the fuck, how this harms Americans first, and by him taking gifts from a country like that, does that put us in any type of danger, or what does that do?
It's a major security risk. A major security risk. One, because Saudi Arabia used to harbor Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist group. They are I think it's Algeria.
I forgot about that too.
They are the ones who caused the slaughter of American citizens. Matter of fact, the Prince just not too long ago just murdered an American journalist over there, an American Arabic journalist over there. Chopped off his finger and sent it back to the United States. You know, so it's like, you know, we're dealing with terrorists. We kind of put them in the main stage, but the thing is, it's not. You can't do that. Like I say, it's a private plane. The plane that's for the president has different things in it. You could get that plane. That plane could be bugged and you can fly around there and talk all about all the secrets and everything. And then guess what? Guess who got it? Everybody got the got it, because the plane can be bugged many different ways. You know, it's not equipped with a hospital. We have a first aid. They have a hospital inside the Air Force One. There are different types of comms in type of Air Force One. Yeah, it's 40 years old. It's not their fault. It's not his fault. It's 40 years old. You're right. But at the same time, it's been through 40 years of presidents.
Then another thing too, bro. Why would we first of all, everything the president rides in, flies in, we pay for. Not only we pay for to make sure that he's safe inside of whatever the fuck it is. Why would you take something from a foreign country where Americans didn't build, Americans didn't put the safety cautions in next, wherever you flying or riding? You take it. What if this country blow you the fuck up when you ride down the street? Yeah. It's just dumb shit. Which tells me, I'll be telling these MAGA fucks that you voted for a dumb fuck that should not be president, bro. He'll get everybody fucking killed, just like Bush on 9/11. He dumber than Bush. If you ask me, he more dangerous than Bush because he reckless, bro. One thing about Bush, he's not reckless. He's not a reckless motherfucker that tries shit that gets people killed, that test shit that gets people healthcare taken away from them where they die, that tries shit that takes away motherfucking funds for AIDS over in Africa. He don't want to do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But to me, both of them is the same almost.
No, I think Bush is a whole lot different. Bush is a whole lot different. Dumb but different. Trump knows what he's doing. Did you see that picture I sent you and told you to look up who that person is that's standing behind him?
You saw a
Did you
Saudi
ever see
Arabia
that?
picture? The
That
Saudi
picture of
Arabia
him?
joint?
Uh-huh. The guy that was standing right behind him?
Not good.
I told you, look who he is. Look who he is. Look who he is. America need to understand what a Zionist is. Please, define a Zionist. Look up Israel. They have 3 different cults in Israel. One of them is a Zionist. Matter of fact, I'm gonna prove to y'all this one thing right here. You can look this up yourself. In 1960, before Kennedy was killed, 1963? In November? In May, he gave a speech at a graduation. A speech they did not want him to say. And then he went back on the Senate floor and said the same speech. And that speech was he wanted to take out nuclear weapons from Israel. Why would he do that? Why would he want to do that? If you take out nuclear weapons from Israel, that makes them vulnerable for attacks from Russia and Iran, mainly Iran. But why would he do that? People think about that. And ever since he made that speech, he was killed. So from that point on, every president after that has had a Jew helping them run the United States. You can look at Biden. I got some pictures of Biden with a Jew standing right next to him in the cut. Just standing in the cut. Every president after Kennedy, I do believe, has been a puppet, except for Barack Obama. Only reason why I say that because it was with everything that he did was different from every other president, allowing gay rights and things like that. Jews wouldn't allow that because it's really banished in almost every country that is not democratic. Pay attention to what's really going on in the world. I don't think Trump is racist. He has to cover up. Because think about it, Trump been doing a lot of shit. He may have grew up racist, but I think as he grew into business and understand that the black culture bring him business, I don't think he's racist, but I think he fueled from his base, which is race. He talks to them because he know he can get their votes. He know he can get them on their side. Because white supremacy is not just here; it's all over the world, the complete world. They talking about the Pope right now. How white supremacists possibly put him in there. I think Elon Musk just put that out just the other day. Talking, yeah, it's a lot of white supremacists. They, all of a sudden they got an American president and as a Pope.
All right, let me ask you this then. America. Now we know America is going to have different presidents. The presidents have to go along with what America needs done. They need to push the ball with America, what they want, because you're not going to be here that long. So you need to push what's best for America. You know what I'm saying? So if you're pushing what's best for America, tell me, as an American president, you the president right now, just like the rest of presidents, do you ignore Israel or do you support them?
9/11, 2020, 2001. Before that event happened, a Jew bought the Twin Towers. A Jew purchased the Twin Towers at a low market rate. I think it was maybe $3.7 million. He put insurance on that thing, and 6 months later, It's on the ground. And then it's a girl that's downstairs. They interviewing from Israel. She gonna say she saw the event. She gonna say, now they know how we feel. That man collected $14.2 billion. That Jew collected $14.2 billion 6 months later after he purchased it for only $3.7 million. Six months later, the trade center is on the ground. This Jew is the richest man in the fucking world.
So Israel, if for anybody don't know, Israel in the Middle East is one of the Muslim countries out there. Muslim countries that's there. So that's part of the reasons why America backed them, because they're in the middle of fuck land. So that's my question is, as president, do you keep making sure they're safe, or you say fuck them? It's just real simple. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. These presidents have to go along with what's best for America. That's my point of view. Whether they like it or not.
But the only reason why they want ties with Israel is because they can have bases over in the Middle East.
Exactly. All right. So, let's say, what is the benefits of America being in Israel? That's one.
Yeah, the benefits of us being in Israel. For one, we support Israel. We keep military bases over there. We get to keep, we keep forces with our allies and things like that. We keep eyes on the ground, boots on the ground. We use their surveillance. They use our, we help them with their surveillance and things like that, so we can control what's going on in the Middle East. You understand what I said? I said the key word: we can control what's going on in the Middle East. That's what Israel is for.
All right, so should a president come in and ignore the history of America and Israel and say, fuck you, Israel? Y'all defend for yourself and let the Gaza Strip just go to smoke?
They did that, and they killed our president. Next.
Should it be a Gaza Strip then? What's best? Like, you've been over there, matter of fact, you've been in Iraq. You've been in Iraq. Hold on, you've been in Afghanistan too?
Yeah, this is the thing.
You've been in Iraq and Qatar?
This is Iraq and Korea.
All right, so you already know the feel of people right there, right? So what will be the best solution to this whole thing? Because Biden say two-state solution. Trump say he just take over the land for America. America just take over the land, put hotels there. What is the best solution for them in that area, though?
Okay. It's biblical. This is when it comes biblical at this point. They say in the Bible that Jews supposed to have from the land to the sea. The sea, which is the Pakistani land. Israel used to be so big that it used to cover some part of, I think, what's that? The other country that's above it. Israel is
Saudi
really
Arabia?
big. Saudi Arabia, I think. Syria or one of them.
Syria.
Lebanon. Syria used to be big. Israel used to be really big. So the Bible says that Israel supposed to have from the land to the sea. Right now, they only have the land. And to get to the sea, they have to go through Gaza. They have to go through the Pakistan, the state, to get to the sea. That's when it becomes biblical at this point. So they want what's theirs. It was promised to them from God in the Holy Land that all that land is theirs. This is when it becomes biblical. See, this is what I'm saying. This is when we don't understand. This is when America has to understand, but that we have to choose at some point, because we're fighting a war that's always going to be fighting a war that's biblical at this point. It's always going to be biblical.
So you saying that what I'm getting is Biden two-state solution would have been the best solution compared to Americans taking over the land and building what they want on it.
But America can't do that. Trump can't do that. You can't just go in and just take over. You can't. Trump. It would be impossible. No.
Gaza Strip.
Yes, Turkey, everybody would have flipped on the United States. You can't. You're not going
Wait.
to join the vote.
You don't think he can take over the Gaza Strip?
No, he won't. Israel won't even allow him because when he sat there with Netanyahu and said that, Netanyahu looked at that nigga like, what? Look at Netanyahu expression when he said that sitting next to you crazy. That's my
Bro.
strength.
Like, how can they stop him from going and taking over the Gaza Strip when they both are not? They've not even made a decision on who own it. You see what I'm saying?
Israel already said. CNN already reported yesterday that Israel has now claimed the Gaza Strip and all land that they are possessing right now. All land that their troops are on right now.
So that's not going. That's a dead end.
And no. And the people in Gaza are starving right now. They're not giving them no food, no water, no nothing.
All right, that's good. That's glad you said that. So that means Democrats, as far as Biden and Kamala Harris, was doing the right thing by making sure the food was going in there, water was going in there, things to make sure people can stay alive was going inside the Gaza Strip. But at the same time, negotiating ceasefire.
Mm-hmm.
So that it was the only thing they could really do, right?
Yes.
So this orange neck demon fuck says he's just going to take over the land. Fuck what y'all fighting over. Just give it to me then if y'all want to fight over it.
No, this is what he said. This is what he said. Israel can do what they fuck they want to do with Gaza, but then he comes back and say, "Well, we're gonna put some pretty. We can just put some pretty investments up there." And Israel like, and then Netanyahu like, see, they ain't talking about that no more. You see,
but you got to realize that if you got to think about Trump. If he tell Netanyahu, say, all right, bro, I ain't gonna do nothing. I'm gonna let you take over the Gaza Strip, but you gotta let me put some hotels out there, bitch. You think they don't think like that, bro?
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
That's how that orange fuck think.
No. But I'm gonna tell you why it won't happen that way. This is biblical at this point. They don't want nobody owning nothing over there. Well, who owns anything in Israel right now? Who got any property in Israel right now? No one but Israel.
If Netanyahu take over the Gaza Strip, that will benefit the orange neck demon fuck.
Rabbit, let me tell you something. Barack Obama told Trump his first term, never trust him. It's not about Netanyahu won't let him put nothing over there. That's
we can go back further than that. Bush, access of evil. The access of evil is all the people that Donald the fuck Trump is dealing with. So is that the access of evil or not at this point?
but you gotta understand, you can't business and biblical is two different aspects in Israel mind.
But access of access of evil was Russia, China, and motherfucker Saudi Arabia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he doing business deals with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, these 3 days, yeah. But no,
those are the three accesses of evil.
But let me tell you something. He has not made no type of. You never hear him say nothing about building anything. After this, you never hear about building nothing in Gaza no more. That shit has.
He's gonna bring it back up. Watch.
He's gonna bring it back up. I'm tell you why. Because Gaza already said that they own, that they're taking over everything that their troops are on, every land their troops are on in the Gaza Strip. They're taking it back over. They want for the land. They want for the
land.
How
you feel? If it was up to you, how you feel? Do you think not Russia, that they should have the Gaza Strip, far as what they want? Israel want more of the Gaza Strip. Do you think they should just have it, or you should give it to everybody? I mean, what's the name on the other side that wants that strip? Do you solve it by just giving it to one of them? Or how would you solve this shit? That's the key point of this.
See, the thing is, you can never solve it.
That's wild. That's wild, bro.
Because I'm telling you, Israel, because no matter how, as a president, no matter say, okay, we give you the Gaza Strip, because it's happened before Hamas came back, they had the Gaza Strip. Israel had the Gaza Strip. Hamas came and took it from them in early 2000 or late 90s. Gaza just took the strip back from them. They just recently took the strip from them. So yes, they want it back, but they don't want just the strip. They never just wanted just the strip. They want the whole land, all the way to the sea. They wanted to go.
That's my point. That's my point. It's like, would you encourage them just to get all the land? Israel just take all the land that they want, or would you encourage to split some shit or something? Or you figure what is the best solution for this shit?
The best solution was the solution they had in the early 90s when I feel like that Israel take the Gaza Strip and make everything else a two-state solution after that.
Arshafat, whatever his name was.
Just give Israel Gaza and just make the Pakistan a two-state solution. Because but it's still not going to be enough for Israel. It's still not going to be enough for it because
that's what I'm saying.
But as my term in president, to stop a war, I will have to do that. All right, you take the Gaza Strip, Israel, and try to make this, but Israel is not going to do a two-state solution. They don't want two states. They don't want them to be a state. Period. They don't want them to exist. It's like Russia don't want Ukraine to exist. This is how it is in Israel. They don't want none of them to exist, but they got to realize that they're in the middle of nothing but Muslim nation.
So that's crazy, yeah, bro. That's the wild shit about this, because they can get blown up at any point in time, at any moment. It's wild as shit.
Yeah. And the thing is, Iran is their worst enemy. Iran who backed the Hamas.
That's crazy.
To do the things they do. But it's never going to be enough until they get to the truth from biblical text.
Man, you hit it on the nose. You hit that shit on the nose. That biblical shit.
Yeah. And then that's why I say, for me, if my term as president is only going to do 2 terms, hey, you take the Gaza Strip, give them the rest of the land, let them do what they need to do on their land, let them have their own government, blase, blase. Hamas is gone, give them their own government. If Hamas tries to come back and overthrow the government, just like the Taliban did in Pakistan, they've been back in, after we've been there 20 years, they come back and just take it back over. Like, they let them take it back over. So if that happens, what can we do as a United States? That's y'all problem after that. You let Hamas come and take back over. So whatever Hamas conflicts on Israel, y'all got to reap the repercussions of it.
That's true. That's true. I didn't think about the games and stuff when I was thinking about this, because they're gonna just take back over. You're right. I didn't even think about it. It's like, that's a hard solution, because most of the people there are thinking more of biblical terms, and the only solutions are not they're not corresponding with that. They don't go with that. All solutions go against whatever the fuck they want in their mind. And it's hard to satisfy this thing, because each motherfucking person had their own vision of what it should look like. And they looking at it both from biblical standpoints, and everybody else is looking at it from political standpoint. You know what I'm saying? And it's odd as shit. It's crazy to solve that problem. I don't know.
If I say it's never going to be solved until either Israel is completely annihilated, because they over there by all Muslims, but it's just crazy about the Bible. But it's just crazy how the biblical text just put Jews in the category of the Holy Land. The New Testament is something. Hey, I'm not a Bible historian. I don't study the Bible. I don't do this. But I read the Bible a lot. I take context clues, and people got to realize the Bible is interpreted to be something. I'm not trying to say don't read the Bible. I'm not trying to say that it's bad for you, because the Bible says basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what the Bible stands for, basic instructions before leaving Earth. But the New Testament is kind of cranky, because it only relates to Israel. And Israel believes the New Testament is theirs. And they want everything that's in the New Testament.
That's why I say that whole thing right there is really, really more tricky than the average American thinks. It ain't that simple. That's why I don't like when the Democratic Party ate their self talking about some Gaza Strip shit, and it's not even that simple. I don't know why you did that. You torpedo your president that should have been president, that black lady, you know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris, y'all fucked that up. But it is what it is now. Y'all gotta live with the suffer the consequences of the orange neck demon fuck Donald jackass Trump. That's your fault. You know what I'm saying, dog? But I do appreciate everybody that tunes in every Tuesday and Friday night. I'm gonna change up the schedule a little bit, so y'all I'm gonna let y'all know about that. But appreciate y'all a whole lot, man. We had Godfather in tonight. Got something to say we get out here, Godfather?
Just pay attention. The world is bigger than what y'all think. You gotta open your. If you stand in one city, one state, you got blindness on. When that shit hits you from the back, you're gonna be blindsided. You're gonna be blindsided. You're gonna move it. It's gonna hit you hard. You're gonna be blindsided. Everything is bigger than what it is, y'all. People say words. Look beyond words. I learned from the military. Looking black and white is always not black and white. It's what's between the lines of the words that's there.
Well, most definitely. We had 366 subs, man. Get us to 500, man. We're trying to get to 500 ASAP, you know what I'm saying, dog? Because that's how YouTube work, you know what I'm saying? You're irrelevant until you get over 5 to G, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So help us out so motherfuckers will push this out, share this shit, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're here for the politics, you know what I'm saying? And the motherfucking black debate. What's best for the black culture? And that's what this podcast is for. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from a direction of people that's not even political. You know what I'm saying, dog? So check us out. You know what I'm saying, dog? We had different motherfuckers coming from different walks of life. It's not no motherfucker scientists and none of that. We're gonna have motherfucking Burger King managers. You know what I'm saying, dog? Warehouse managers. Shit like that. Motherfucking security guards. We're gonna bring y'all hood shit for real. And people analyzing politics from the walks of life that y'all don't see on MSNBC and none of that bullshit. So that's where we at here. Appreciate the Godfather for stepping past this joint and getting his expertise from a motherfucking a rap war vet and all that shit in the fucking army and all that. Even though I ain't like want him to go, but that's beside the point. You know what I'm saying? He did. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, and he got to see things I would never see. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate that. We're gonna bring that point of view and that point of aspect of politics to this podcast. And so that's where we're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody tuning in though, for sure. Check us out. I'm gonna let y'all know when the motherfucker how we're gonna do this schedule though. But appreciate everybody been following us ever since then. We're gonna build this thing. We're trying to get 1,000 motherfucking subs. We had 366. Help your boy out this summer. We're gonna get out in the streets. We're gonna get out in downtown. Let y'all see this motherfucking city down here. Y'all, I might take my brother down there with me so we can go live with y'all. You know what I'm saying, dog? And let y'all see the city for real. You know what I'm saying? And the capital and all that good shit. And
I know
shit down there.
I know it's better than you do.
You know what I'm saying, dog? Yeah, I don't go too far. You know what I'm saying? Nah. It ain't for me, but appreciate y'all.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We're coming straight from the hood. The hood view.